Hey everybody, we are back with another review, and today we got a comic moment to check out. So without further ado, let's hop right into this review because today we are checking out Pop Marvel number 318, Deadpool versus Cable. So this is a comic moment. This dropped a long time ago. Let's see what year we got on the bottom of this. 2018. But it was still on the shelf. It was still at GameStop, and they did some kind of like blast out special on it, and it was something I wanted to check out. I wanted to see the backdrop. I wanted to see what exactly was going on with this particular pop itself. And I was like, 24. I didn't want to drop 24 on it when it came out because I'm like, I know this one's going to go on clearance. If it didn't sell out, it's something that's large, if you would. Let's open it from the bottom. It's something that's large, if you would. And a lot of people don't like to collect the large, deluxe, or 10-inch pops. So it's one of those things that you always see these on clearance. I mean, some of the ones like the anime one that they did, that was like an anime moment, it was like $6, and it was originally when it dropped, I believe, like 30 or something like that. So we got number 30,972, Marvel Comic Moments, Deadpool versus Cable. No C1. No C1, definitely after 2017. Interesting. I wonder if they ran out of space. That's the other thing that we noticed as well on this channel, is the fact that when it runs out of space for the title, if it's like super long, you won't see the C1, but I'm sure it's still there. So here we go. We got a decimated wasteland right here. It looks to be the center of town, because you can see like a water fountain or something, like a statue figure for the center, and everything is just decimated. And the only two things alive are Deadpool and Cable, which we're gonna pop out the blister pack right here. Try to be careful with the blister packs because those break very easy, especially if you do a lot of high traffic in and out of them. So here we go. We got the broken, I guess, piece of road or highway. It's got some tubes and pipes sticking out the bottom of the dirt here, which didn't paint the center of that. That's kind of annoying that they didn't do that. Could just throw in some black on that. I mean, it's the front-facing part of this comic moment, so that's a gripe straight out the gate. But everything else is pretty, you know, it's a comic moment. It is what it is. Maybe that's the reason why it was on the shelf, is because it's a little bit subpar in regards to some of the paint applications on the top here. We also have some frosting here from the glue. You can see all that white frosting, but I-beams are painted all right. This pipe is, but this one right here, it's just got like a really off paint job. It was just like someone cut that corner because it was just too tight, pressed up against this rock, and they didn't want to overspray on the rock. So we have a stop sign here with a little skull painted on it. I imagine some kind of a anarchy Deadpool thing, but we got Deadpool's fairly cranked down. I noticed some frosting here on Deadpool's foot as well, his left foot. Interesting. Frosting. It's almost like this one particularly was a little bit rushed to production, if you would. So 2018 right there, which if you look at the bottom of the box, it has that 18 right there, which is the place I always go for the year. And then if you can always double check that by checking the actual year date on the bottom of the pop, which also has the 18 right there as well. So you can boom, boom, and then check the box, and then that's all three right there. But yeah, that's the, when you see me doing reviews and I tell you what year it is, that's where I'm getting the number from, because it's, I don't know, it's their code, if you know what I mean. If we only knew what the C1 stands for. But we got Deadpool here, dueling swords. We got Cable on this side with his yellow eye. Now I believe, I want to say this is a movie moment, but it is a comic moment because he's got an interesting suit on, and I particularly don't remember the exact scene with him wearing this particular suit for Cable, because Cable always has he always had yellow on his suit, I believe. But again, he always traveled through time and stuff. Him and like Bishop, they were in like the X-Force, but they kind of like were traveling nomads basically through time and whatnot. So anyway, enough about Cable, but he's got a pretty cool weapon here, which actually has some pretty nice detail on it. It actually has some weathering on it as well, which is pretty neat, and it's got some black undertones on it, as well as his arm. We got his arm right there, which is full-on metallic. His bandolier and his belt is all brown, and he's got a light blue suit. Now I believe, who played Cable in the movies? Was it Josh Brolin? I'm not sure. Again, not a MCU fan, but interesting little comic moment. Definitely worth picking it up for, I believe I paid $6 for this one, but again, we waited 3 years, I believe, almost 3 years for it to come out on clearance and drop in price. So it's just been sitting there rotting and getting dusty. This thing had like dust caked on the top of this screen because it must have been like the top of the shelf at the GameStop warehouse or something, wherever they shipped from. But yeah, needless to say, this is the comic moment Deadpool versus Cable. Why don't you let me know down in the comments below what you think of this comic moment. What do you think of Cable? What do you think of Deadpool? What do you think of the frosting? What do you think of the little details on the pop that could have been a little bit better, like the way that they did the glue and the paint application on it? Like they painted the inside of this pipe, which is pointing down. But this pipe that's facing you has no paint on the inside of it. I mean, check it out. Like, it's actually pointing down, and they painted it. They took time to paint that black, but they didn't paint this one. And that's all you see is that when you look at the front of this. So anyway, let me know down in the comments below what you think of this particular comic moment. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up for more content like this. Subscribe for more, because I do reviews every single day. So look out for that, and have a good rest of your day.